Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you a sort of kind of unboxing and review and thoughts of the Sterling Ink Common Planner. So these planners were available on pre-sale, I want to say almost 2 months ago, and I just received mine the week before last. I'm a little bit behind with getting reviews and things up, but I was really excited when this came. As you guys know, I've been on a bit of a journey with bound books that have the beautiful Tomoe River paper, and I was really excited when this launched because it was something new and something fairly similar to the Hobonichi Cousin, which you guys know I've been using now for several months. So let's get right into it. So when I say this is sort of an unboxing, it's because I've already opened this. The tissue paper was gorgeous and I was like a complete animal and just completely destroyed it. So let's take a look. It comes in this beautiful black like keepsake box with like the ribbon pull and everything, and the Sterling ink just beautifully printed on the box or embossed on the box. It's just gorgeous. I opted for the mauve, which I haven't seen like too much of everywhere. It's kind of a little bit hard to capture because it's such a light color. Again, this book came beautifully wrapped in this tissue paper. I just, yeah, I was too excited to wait and open it on camera. So like I said, I got the mauve color. This thing is absolutely stunning, and I am going to reference my Hobonichi Cousin a bit just so that you guys get an idea, simply because obviously the Hobonichi Cousin is a little bit more familiar with people, and this is a brand new planner to the market. So like I said, I got the mauve. This comes in both black and this color. I think that when I placed my pre-order, I just wanted something different. I knew that every other notebook out there, aside from the Hobonichi Cousin, which is this weird like manila folder yellow color, they're all black. So I thought, why not go for the mauve? And it's not like a deep mauve. You can kind of tell it's fairly light. It has the 2023 full year common planner in B6, so this is a B6 size. What I love is that it's also on the spine of the book. It's going to be a little bit hard to see there, but there you can kind of see it, which I thought was kind of neat because then when you have them like all lined up on your shelf, you can see the years of you using these books. So I thought that this was really beautiful. It's like a textured material, but my understanding is that this is not leather. It's a leatherette feel, but that it's paper. So it's definitely not leather if that's something that you were concerned about. So again, this is B6. It comes in two options. You can get full year or half year. The half year obviously comes with 2 books. I opted for the full year, and it's also got this beautiful like gold edging. I know that there's a proper term for this and it's completely escaping me, but this is how the edge of the book looks, which I understand if you're not a gold person, this might be a turnoff, but just kind of want to share all of the specs of this beautiful book. The Hobonichi Cousin is an A5 size, so just to kind of show you in comparison here, I'm going to kind of try to turn down my brightness so you can see the color a little bit better. There's the comparison there. So it's obviously about 1.5-ish, maybe actually just an inch shorter, and about 3/4 of an inch more narrow. So but the books, being both full year, are actually very similar in size. Obviously the common planner is a little bit thicker. So let's open up this book. This book, the binding is meant to lay flat, which I noticed pretty much immediately when I took it out of the box. Obviously I haven't like had this book open very long, but it does lay flat when you're actually in the book and actively using it. So in the beginning, you just have this sort of plain, almost like a cardstock material, but it's definitely not cardstock. And then you've got the title page at the beginning, which just has the 2023 B6 full year common planner. And this is going to kind of be hard to see, so I'm going to move you guys in a little bit closer so you can actually see the pages here, and I hope that that helps. So up front you have the 2023 year at a glance, and the weeks are numbered and highlighted already for you, so you'll know what week you are in at that time of the year. Then you've got the goal breakdown page, which I thought was really unique. I hadn't seen one done like this before. So you've got the someday, 1 year, half year goal, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. And then it goes into your by the quarter, a priorities area, or you could really just use this however you want. So you've got, obviously it says Q1, January through March. You've got a priorities box, and then you've got January, February, and March. But then you've also got the months listed vertically, which is similar to the Hobonichi Cousin, but not exactly the same. So this is as similar as that's going to get in the Hobonichi Cousin. Obviously, what's really cool about the Common Planner is the lack of color. I know that all of this color really bothers some people. It doesn't really bother me that much, but you can see that they don't use any color in the Common Planner. So then you have let me get this Hobonichi Cousin out of the way. Then you've got your second quarter, and then your third quarter, and then Q4. Okay, next up you have your month view, which again is kept very, very neutral, just to kind of show you what the Hobonichi Cousin month on 2 pages looks like. This is what that looks like. So again, there's quite a bit of color on the Hobonichi Cousin. What is great is that the Common Planner is also a Monday start as well. So, and I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly what color the print is on these pages, because it's not gray, it's not black, it's almost like a mixture between black and like a taupe color. I don't know, it's really, really pretty. And it doesn't like overpower the pages at all. Also, very faintly, you can see the weeks numbered along the side here. It's very, very small, but I like that. I think that that's really cool. So all of the months are together. So that's something to consider if you're not someone who likes your months being together, you want them like dispersed throughout the book. This has all of the months up front together. So let's go to the end here. And this book does start in December, so that's kind of cool. I know that there's a pre-order happening here soon. Again, I just don't have those exact dates. So your first week in this planner will be December 26th. And this is what the vertical on 2 pages looks like. In this book, it has a 6 a.m. start and it ends at midnight. I think that that's actually perfect. I mean, I'm never really going to be up that late unless it's the weekend. But I really like the way that this is laid out. Again, just a huge consideration into how much color are on these pages, because this is what it would look like in the Hobonichi Cousin. Again, this doesn't bother some people, so it's really just going to come down to personal preference. I will say this much, I like how much more bold the print is in the Hobonichi Cousin. This is really, really light, but also, again, personal preference. You don't have to worry about Sunday being highlighted in red or any other color. Saturday is also not highlighted in the dark gray color. You get your monthly calendar in both books. In the Common Planner, it also tells you the week number, which is also really cool. So you have a very similar amount of space. I think what I've noticed is that obviously with the B6 being a little bit smaller, your columns are going to be a little bit more narrow, but if you're not someone who's looking to use a lot of stickers, then that won't really matter. So that's how all of the weeks look in the Common Planner. I think that this is just so beautifully done, and you do have the months labeled over here on the right, so you'll see as I kind of like flip through the months that they just kind of move up as the months draw nearer. But I think that that's really cool. It also makes it very easy to put tabs on your book because you'll know exactly where to put it. At least that's how I did it in my Cousin. So let's get to the daily pages. So once you get into the end of the week, you get to the daily pages, which is nothing more than grid pages. So really technically it's not daily pages. You get a whole lot of grid pages. 345 to be exact. Actually, it's a little bit more than that, sorry. Let me get to the end of this book. You have 369 maybe 370 if you count this side, pages of grid paper. So you could use this for your daily pages or not. There are no dates. There is nothing on here except for the page number and obviously the grid printing itself. What is obviously a draw for people with this planner that I've noticed is that, again, the lack of color in this book. In the Hobonichi Cousin, the color changes on the dailies based on the month, and that includes the grid on the pages as well. The grid changes to the color of the month, and I know a lot of people don't really care for that. I didn't even really notice it until I was in the book for like 3 months. So there's a lot more color in this book than there is in the Common Planner. And then just to kind of give you an idea of the difference in color of the pages, because there is a slight difference, and I hope that you guys can see it. The Hobonichi Cousin is definitely a brighter white, while the Common Planner has a little bit of cream in it, but it's not cream like your Hobonichi Weeks is. You can obviously see that the Weeks is definitely a little bit more yellow, and then the Cousin is a little bit whiter, and then the Common Planner is somewhere like right in between, honestly. So that's kind of neat if you're worried about the pages being too yellow. I don't think that they're too yellow at all. When you get to the end of the book, there's just a blank page. It has the Common Planner by Sterling Ink at the bottom, and then that is really it. So I think for me, the pros with this book is definitely that there's a lack of color. I really like that there's 2 cover options. I strongly dislike that this is the only option for the Hobonichi Cousin cover. Obviously, you can cover that up, but if you're not someone who wants a cover, then the Common Planner comes in 2 gorgeous colors, in the black and the mauve. I did forget to mention the cost for this book, I believe was about $48. I had just pulled up my receipt before I started this video, and yes, the B6 full year is $48. So a full year planner that has pages for your yearly, monthly, weekly, and a page for every year, that is definitely reasonably priced. Now, my only drawback is that the daily pages are not dated, essentially. Again, you don't have to really refer to them as daily pages, but there is enough for you to have a page per day. It's a little bit overwhelming for me to have so many pages without them being specified for their use, if that makes sense. So for someone like me that's a little bit newer to this style of planning, this can be a little bit overwhelming. I'm sure those of you who have been in these types of books for years and years and years, this is a welcome change to having something on the market like this. But for me, I do feel a little bit overwhelmed by all these pages. One thing I forgot to mention, and I just realized it as I was looking at this page, is if you're someone who likes to draw different layouts or different things in your book, there are these subtle darker dots at the middle of each, like the top and the side, that will get you right to the center of the page. So if you're like, where's the center along here? It's literally right there. There's a dot, and then the center is over here. So that's kind of cool. I totally just noticed that. And anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think about this book. Let me know if you're even entertaining trying this type of book down in the comments. I definitely think it's worth trying out, even just as a journal or like a wellness log, that type of thing. I think that bound books of this style are really good for that, and of course just for your everyday planner if that's what you choose to do. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. If you are already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.